morning, guys. It was a surprisingly nice sunrise this morning. Luckily, I did take a little bit of time last night, and I set up the camera there just in case, because you just never know. And what I decided to do, normally I just grab one cell phone or the other, and I try whatever I've got. But I've got the Asus Zenfone Zoom that I did the review of it, so I'm done with it at this point. And it's not a phone that I'm going to be using as a daily driver, because the camera on it is just not that great for all of the things I would use it for. But for time lapses, it has built-in 1080p time lapses, and you can change it on the main screen. Here's how many seconds I want it to go between shots. And it seems to have done a pretty decent job so far. So I kind of like that. So I think I'm going to use that as my sort of main time-lapse camera for a little while at least. I think Lee's been mentioning that every time I do a time-lapse, I need to clean that window. I don't think you can see it, but there's a big spider web on the outside of it, and it's just nasty on the outside. I don't do windows, and you may also be able to see it. There's a bush right there, like a big bush. So it's actually really difficult to get to this window to clean it. So maybe I'll have to just attack it with the water hose or put a sponge on a stick or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's Monday morning, so you know what that means. I gotta drive into work. Well, good and relatively productive morning meeting with the boss, although disconcerting at the same time. Don't really want to go into it, but it does look like there's a potential that the day job could be changing a bit. Might have to go in more often, might be doing different work, might be put on a different team. Who really knows? So that's all kinds of fun and a great way to start a Monday morning. Definitely not trying to be negative about it, but let's just say after the talk I had with my boss this morning, I came away more than a little bit disconcerted about the future of my job. Not to say that I'm going to lose my job. That never actually came up in the conversation at all. It just sounds like there is the possibility, the potential that potentially at some point in the very near future, I might not be working for him. Alrighty, so it's quite a little while later. Duncan is off the bus. He's home and everything. I've been here trying to get as much done as I possibly can. I'm actually continuing to work on the asset management system I told you guys about before. Kind of having to do a little bit of from the ground up database work on it. Like I said, I had a meeting with my boss this morning, and that was a large part of what we went over, was just I want to be able to do this with it and that with it, and oh, by the way, this is not just a one-to-one kind of relationship or even a one-to-many, it's a many-to-many, because this can have many of those and those can have many of these, so it's a bit of a convoluted thing, so I'm going to have to just sort of redo it. I'm going to drop the entire database and just start over. There's nothing in it, it's really just the table layouts, so I'm going to make some changes to it, clean it all up, and recreate it, and hopefully that will be useful. It's going to take some doing though. I've been sitting here just sort of planning out on a whiteboard, using my little Pomodoro calendar there. You see it's working. Just trying to get stuff done while getting steps. I'm actually on the treadmill. That's definitely a big positive. And it's actually been very nice that I move things around, so I've got my MacBook here with an HDMI cable coming over to this TV, so I can actually use both of these together. And having that dual monitor setup at home, especially considering the fact I could technically use Thunderbolt and go out HDMI to another monitor, maybe even two. That's really, really useful. I'm thinking maybe, I mean, I don't know if I would need 3 monitors, but I might consider doing a third one just so I can have like a laptop down here in front of me and then both of those monitors doing other things. Because as it stands, this monitor is actually hooked up to my desktop, so I have to reach over and use a different mouse to use it. And while I'm doing my day job work, I shouldn't be using that desktop at all. It should be using the laptop for everything. And I'm about to run out of Pomodoro time, and it's 4 o'clock, so we've actually got to go get Ellis right now. Very pretty sky after all the rain we were having earlier. But it's time to go to the grocery store. Getting that healthy stuff. And he's awake. Hello there. And he's not awake. Boo. He's such a big fan of having a dry diaper. Yeah, we just got back from the store. He's all dry and happy and awake. Yeah. Having fun. Yeah. Are you gonna yell? You're just so talkative, yeah. By the way, I think I forgot to mention it. We actually went to the store. We did our weekly grocery shopping. Relatively boring, so I just skipped right over all of it. You heading to bed? Okay. Night-night.
Night-night.
Night-night. See you in the morning.
Okay.
Ella says good night, too.
Good night.
Did you play with some babies? Did you play with babies at school today? No.
You sat in a chair, didn't you?
Did you sit in a chair today?
You sat up?
Do you hold your head up?
You being strong.
Yeah. Did you have a nap? Yeah. Yeah. Did you have bottles? Bottles are your favorite. Yeah. Almost. Oh, okay. Bottles are the best, though.
And it's a little while later. It's almost 11 p.m. already. Hanging here with my little man. He's just getting ready for his nightly bottle. I've shown an awful lot of him in today's video. I was going through and editing it, actually editing on the Mac. And I noticed that I showed an awful lot of Ellis today and like next to nothing of Duncan. Sorry about that. But in doing all this editing on the Mac, I decided to take just a little bit of time and learn a little bit about shell scripting and using Ruby on the Mac in terms of scripting. And I've actually almost managed to replicate exactly what I was doing on Windows using quite a bit of code, using like 2 lines of code on the Mac, which is just blowing my mind again. The goal for me very much is to get this set up to where it is just as easy, if not easier, to basically stick in the card, run a script, and have it import all the footage for me into the vlogs directory, pull everything into iMovie, edit it, render it, upload it, done. That's the goal. And I've had a bunch of emails come through this evening about the giveaway, the Big Android giveaway. It starts tomorrow. It's actually technically been going on for like 2 weeks now. That's why my channel has grown a little bit in the last few weeks. But the big official launch date is tomorrow. So there's going to be videos going up on all the channels about it. Unfortunately, I did not hear about it. I didn't get the memo from them with a list of all the things that are being given away and all the people that are involved in it until late this evening, once I had already been given Ellis for the rest of the evening. Which means that I cannot make my video tonight, at least not unless Ellis goes to bed at a reasonable hour. So I'll probably end up trying to make that video first thing tomorrow morning and get it published to the channel. It's kind of a good thing that even though I do have several videos in the works, I don't have anything actually scheduled to go live tomorrow morning. So if I can get something done before lunchtime, get the video up there and say, there's a giveaway starting, go here. Here's all the people, here's all the prizes, things like that. That video will be super quick to make, so no problem. And the channel should start to see a little bit of growth over the next, I guess, couple of weeks. I don't know how long this lasts. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up there for today. He's gone ahead and had his bottle. His belly's bothering him again. So I'm going to sit here and kind of keep him upright and let everything digest and settle. Try to get him to bed in the next half hour. It's like 11:30 already. So I'm going to finish up the vlog. I've already running it through a test and it looks like it's going to take about a minute to render. So this is consistent. This is working really well. And I really like the way the intro turned out. The time lapse with the music under it, all the stuff that I've been doing in Sony Movie Studio and Adobe Premiere Elements, I've been able to do so far in iMovie, except for the titles and transition stuff, the title stuff specifically with regard to Adobe Premiere Elements. There are titles, there are things like that I can use. They're just very generic, oh look, it's iMovie, the same we've had for years and years kind of things. Whereas Premiere Elements has some slightly different ones. So I may export the stuff I have from Premiere Elements and maybe just find the more generic thing from iMovie to use for the rest of the videos, like just a very simple title over a gradient or over an animated backdrop or something, and keep the same twill, that's what I like intro from the weekly news video, because people seem to enjoy that. But as I was saying, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. It's been a very long day and a bit of a stressful one. All the work stuff I was telling you guys about earlier that I probably should not exactly have gone into, it's just been gnawing away at me all day. So I'm going to finish this up and get to bed. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending the day with mostly me, but also the family and little adorable man. And we will see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.